for real. Doing what it does best. Don't forget, on the 28th of this month, we're climaxing the Heritage Month with the Music of Ghanaian Origin concert. And the good news is that you can get your tickets with your phone without even coming to the venue. You can buy your tickets on a very simple platform. Oh yes, we pioneered this at D2R and it worked perfectly. So simply buy your ticket by dialing on your phone *447 *973#. And you follow the prompts. Very simple. So *447 *973#. Follow the prompts. In about 4 or 5 steps, you would have gotten your ticket with your QR code and everything else. And of course, Mogo is brought to us by Freight Consult as part of the Heritage Month. All right, so newspaper reviews next, brought to us by Fidelity Bank. The word together means being united in a common goal. In unity lies our collective Ghanaian strength. When people are connected, they agree on what to do and how to do it. They act together to achieve a unified purpose. At Fidelity Bank, our success is driven by belief that working with you, we can do amazing things. Because together, we're so much more. So you and Fidelity Bank working together to achieve your goals. Fidelity Bank, believe with us. And we're also sponsored by Total. The Quartz 9000 Future 0W20 delivers excellent engine protection and cleanliness. It increases your oil change interval while reducing your fuel consumption. For optimum performance and efficiency of your car, visit the nearest Total service station and ensure your car is well protected. Join the Total Quartz Nation movement now. Total Quartz, keep your engine younger for longer. Nathan Kwao and Godfred are here. Akotobo Afo, gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Good morning.
But it's not been a good week for you sporting wise.
Oh, why? What happened to Hasselhoff?
I think it's happened to Hasselhoff. Well, Hasselhoff want their coach fired.
Yeah, but I mean, we are okay. We are happy with
They
it.
want Odum fired.
Yeah, and then Liberty.
They were Liberty now.
Liverpool.
When you go and take meat that you can't chew, it's fumble.
Wahala. But aside that, I saw the squad in Tamale. Finally. Shinjama.
No, the people are enjoying on a different level.
Shinjama.
Yeah, they are in Tamale moving. They are moving to Paga this morning, and this is day 4 of the caravan.
Why don't you?
I want for somebody to do something different.
Tell me.
You see the Paga crocodile. I want somebody to lift one.
Go and sit on it.
No, that time, from our just the thing started, we say, hey, this guy is moving. So I want one to carry the Paga
No,
crocodile.
it depends on where you are from.
I saw the photo you took.
Yeah.
Where you are from 2 counts.
No, where you are from determines what you can do.
Bernard was taking a photo with Bernard was like this, and he was even trying to hold the tail.
I won't leave Accra to Paga to go and prove my bravery. No, that's not how to prove your bravery.
The photo was sad.
Yes.
I said, Bernard, get close small.
There's level 100 School of Translators, our English writing class. The first essay we were given, they said discretion is a better part of valor.
Thank you.
Explain.
No,
and I've never forgotten it.
In fact, discretion is the best part.
So the best image for that was Bernard Davle holding the crocodile still from a mile back.
He's applying discretion.
Because I don't want to go and cause confusion.
We wish them well. Front page of the Daily Graphic, Bernard. Methodist University dragged to court 32 former employees want benefits paid. Parliament approves $23 million waiver for Platinum Properties Limited. Demonstration was our aim. Not coup, Dr. McPound, but 10 to stand trial for treason.
The Ghanaian Times says 6 die in accident at Obretima. Sad stuff. Alleged coup plotters committed to stand trial at High Court. No procurement process breaches at EC. And there's a picture of Mrs. Jean Mensah, who heads the EC. Ghana may pay $93 million for Unipass deal if, but Deputy Minister allays fears, and police impound 1,000 motorcycles in Accra.
Front page of the Daily Guide paper, €5 million Airbus bribe pops up at AG Confab. President nominates 3 for Supreme Court. Photo of Unikulendi Justice Tanko Amadu and Clemens Honyenuga. Okay. Bank deflates Adongo propaganda, and coup plotters wanted to kill Akufo-Addo.
The New Crusading Guide says procurement of new biometric voter management system blues. EC did no wrong, duly followed up procurement processes. Wole Soyinka to lecture at 5th Council on Foreign Relations anniversary. We didn't curse any thief. CDC pastor debunks falsehoods, and Lotto fraudster arrested in Kumasi over outrageous commission.
Telling that story is funny, Bernard. Front page of the Herald. Opuni trial judge asked to step down over his partisan endorsement of Kufu Ado. Katanga chiefs appeal to government IGP over insecurity. No amount of resistance will stop Unipass. Kukukwati.
The Chronicle says Mahama must speak on Airbus scandal, says Deputy AG, as government writes officially to both US and UK governments for more filler. Nothing can stop implementation of Unipass, Kukukwati, and we have not broken any procurement rule, EC.
Kweku Kwatin is also on the front page of the Daily Statesman. Government determined to roll out Unipass, says Kweku Kwatin. Surrender for Airbus probe. Deputy AG charges at Mahama and allies. No cause for alarm. Health authorities say 33 suspected coronavirus cases have proved negative.
The Informer says attacks and killing of personnel. Police spits fire. Vow to deal ruthlessly with perpetrators. Auditor General's report on scholarship awards. Lawyer blasts MPP over selective amnesia. And Ablekuma MPP cracks over disqualification of Kandapa. And doctor denies coup allegation.
Okay.
Front page of the Finder newspaper. Government chases Airbus bribe suspects. Rise to UK serious fraud office for names. The Kukwati story, it looks like it has made all the front pages today.
Yeah, because that's government's first reaction to, when the thing was launched 1st March, yesterday and the day after, the day before, lots of our stories were around what the freight forwarders are saying. So this is government's
First
statement saying, look, we're going to go ahead.
And then government pushes laws for automotive industry. That came through yesterday. That is also proving quite contentious in the public domain.
Yes.
All right. The Gulf Street Business says uncertainty grips Ghana's ports as Unipass trade facilitation system fails to commence. Malta anticipates improved trade ties with Ghana, and experts assure safety of Ghana's bauxite loan collateral.
Front page of the New Publisher is also Unipass, $92 million free chop. Unipass contract shocks the world.
Let me take you online. CityNewsroom.com. COVID-19. Nanado tours KIA2 hospitals today to assess Ghana's readiness. Also, EC's April 18 date for registration exercise not feasible. This is Asiedun Ketia. Meanwhile, EC's biometric verification system not obsolete. This is a group opposing the new register. And trial of suspects in destabilization plot to begin at High Court. Other stories. Rawlings offers 25,000 CD bounty for arrest of Sogakope Assemblyman's killers. And family of slain assemblyman also demands justice. If you go to citybusinessnews.com, sender recirculation model pilot implementation launched at Kede. Also remove cap on payments to enable us settle customers, fund managers to government. Also GIPC woos Air Malta to begin operations in Ghana by 2nd quarter. This is the Malta story you read. Meanwhile, the Association of Savings and Loans Firms say they are satisfied with payment of locked up funds so far. MyJoyOnline.com, mentally ill Ghanaian dies in UK detention center. Also, work stalls on Ejisu Donaso Bridge project as thieves steal excavator parts. Meanwhile, Education Coalition demands Yoko probe into Get Fund scholarship scandal. That story is also trending. Labour urges government to check over liberalized trade regime. That's also on MyJoyOnline.com. Globally, there are two stories. Fatality rate 3.4%, COVID-19. Olympics delay possible virus update. This is Bloomberg leading with coronavirus. But the other big story, Joe Biden claims 8 states. Sanders wins 3, takes lead in California. In fact, there are stories all around the U.S. Super Tuesday. And it's a real contest between Joe Biden, the former vice president, and Senator Bernie Sanders. Let's start with you, Nathan.
Let's get into the Ghanaian Times. And on page 3, there's a very sad story of an accident somewhere in the eastern region. 6 people are confirmed dead in an accident that occurred at Obretima near Suhum on the Accra-Kumasi highway in the eastern region on Monday evening. The 5 died on the spot when a Mercedes-Benz cargo truck with registration number GE 5764V that was being driven by 36-year-old Bismarck Boache heading towards Kumasi lost control of the vehicle and crashed into a Toyota Tacoma pickup with registration number GS 131211, in which the deceased were traveling while the other died later at the Suhum Government Hospital.
Well, let me take you to the front page of the Daily Graphic, Parliament has approved a $23 million waiver for Platinum Properties Limited. That's one of the more contentious stories of the past 2 months. Well, it seems to have gone.
This is a tax waiver story.
Yes, if you go to page 16, after that, I'll give you the Unipass.
Yes,
story.
because the Unipass, there are many angles to
Angles
it
to that,
everywhere
yes.
else.
So let me give you the story on page 16. Parliament approves $23 million waiver for Platinum Properties Limited. And according to the story, the amount translates to about 134 million Ghana cedis. The approval will allow the entity to enjoy tax rebates on import duties, VAT, National Health Insurance Levy, Get Fund Levy on all its imports, domestic VAT, domestic NHIL, and domestic Get Fund Levy on materials, plants, and machinery. Now, the materials are to be used by Platinum Properties for the Pullman Accra City Hotel and Serviced Apartments, a dual hospitality project that will become Ghana's largest and most distinguished hotel facility. Now, explaining what the benefits would be, Dr. Sibe Eboa said the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, in consultation with other relevant government agencies, had reviewed the Pullman Accra City project and approved same as a strategic investment. Now, it says the $126 million multi-purpose facility will be the country's first international branded and managed service apartment unit, which will make the Airport City Development Enclave Accra's most preferred hotel destination. This will augment aviation industry, help attract more high-profile business meetings and social visitors into the Ghanaian capital. Now, they also
But
say
how does that justify the tax?
well, they are saying the annual revenues for the Pullman Accra City will be in excess of $550 million. Wow.
A bird in hand
Over
is worth two in the bush.
Over the first 10 years of operation, government will make an estimated VAT of $90 million and $26 million in corporate taxes over this period. Wow, these are some ambitious targets they're setting there.
I'm telling you. Anyway,
Okay.
so let's continue. Unipass is everywhere.
Yes.
So give me the
Yes.
Gold Street business
The
angle.
Gold Street business says uncertainty has gripped stakeholders at Ghana's ports of entry as the much anticipated rollout of the Unipass single window system for trade facilitation at the country's ports could not come off as expected. The country's various seaports and land border posts 72 hours after it was supposed to commence. The situation was confirmed to Gold Street Business on Tuesday by Mr. Edmond Akron, president of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, who affirmed that the outgoing platform was still in use. Currently, due to failed attempts to pilot the system and the resistance it has faced from the various stakeholders, it remains unclear when the Unipass single window system will be rolled out at the various ports.
Well,
Now, what is Kweku Kwarteng saying
If you go
in
to
response?
the finder on page 8, it says no amount of resistance will stop Unipass rollout.
Wow.
Deputy Minister for Finance, Mr. Kukwatin, says no amount of resistance will deter government from rolling out the universal pass system. According to him, the multiple service providers working at the port do not see eye to eye as they strive to dominate each other, affecting effective collaboration. Also, he said corruption is pervasive at the ports, leading to revenue leakages. Therefore, it's that government was determined to replace the existing multiple service providers with a single service provider, offering an end-to-end system capable of significantly reducing leakages and evaluation and other illegal
So you said
activities.
the Unipass story, Kweku Kwarteng angle, was in many papers.
Yes.
For example,
now,
the publisher
the new
also
publisher
said,
says $92 million free chop. Unipass contract shocks the world. And then
so they are saying that the contract is not a good one.
yes, basically they are saying that the ordinary Ghanaian will have to cough out an amount of $92 million that will be paid to Ghana Link and its Korean partners owing Unipass if the company is allowed to start operating the Ghana's national single window platform and has to stop in the first year because any anomaly whatsoever has been detected according to the termination clause in the contract. Well,
Meanwhile, the what do you call it? Chronicle also leaves with this: nothing can stop implementation of Unipass. Kweku Kwarteng. Now,
there are two other stories I want to give you. Government to ban import of accident cars,
Let's go
used
there.
vehicles older than 10 years. That story is also in the finder and the new publisher. Let me give you the new publisher angle. Government is set to ban the importation of used vehicles that are older than 10 years old. The government will also place a total ban on the import of salvaged cars, also known as accident cars, pending the full passage of the Customs Amendment Bill.
Okay.
The bill was passed at the second reading, that was yesterday, in Parliament. Now, government has predicted an estimated revenue loss of 802 million Ghana cedis over the next 3 years after the review of the policy that is in line with the Ghana Automotive Manufacturing Development Program.
I think I support the,
Oh, yes,
the
yes,
reasoning
yes, yes,
behind this, especially when you say you are now coming to assemble cars here,
Yes.
so that buying these old cars which are not used in other serious countries.
Yes.
But somebody's business model, so you need to face it.
There's opposition to that.
Yes, what are they saying?
Led by MP for Tamale Central, Honorable Yunus Hussein, who is calling for the withdrawal of the bill.
Completely?
Because of the financial implications and the potential loss of jobs associated with this implementation.
Yeah, I mean, there's a story on Citi Business News on the same thing. Government justifies plan to ban imported accident vehicles and over 10-year-old cars. And basically, there's an environmental reason. There's also a business reason. Now, let's go to politics. So, EC biometrics. What paper do you have there?
So this is a new crusading guide. Some other papers also have that. So the EC says it did no wrong, and the Electoral Commission followed all the public procurement processes during the selection of a vendor for the new biometric voter management system. Flawless information reaching the new crusading guide has revealed. This information runs contrary to what some groups opposed to the compilation of the voters register are claiming, that the EC bungled its procurement process, leaving a trail of evidence suggesting tender rigging, which has opened the process to litigation and delay.
I have two related stories. So actually, this first one is probably what your story is reacting to. EC's biometric verification system not obsolete. Group opposing new register.
I also have that story on page 17 of the Daily Graphic.
Go there.
And it's coming from IPRAN. Comes with a nice photo of Mr. Johnson Esidun Ketia. And it says that the inter-party resistance against the new voters register is insisting that the Electoral Commission's biometric verification devices are not obsolete. The position of the group, it said, was informed by its checks with the manufacturers of the devices. It said the group would therefore escalate its resistance to ensure that the Electoral Commission did not start its planned exercise of compiling a new voters register for the 2020 general elections. That, it said, had been informed by answers received by HSB Identification BV, the manufacturers of the current BVR equipment, which indicated that the current BVRs were not obsolete. Now, addressing a news conference in Accra, General Secretary of the NDC, Mr. Johnson Esidun Ketia, said in a January 2nd, 2020 correspondence, Mr. Marcel Bogard of HSB Identification BV also indicated that although the notebooks, which is the computer operating software of the current BVRs, needed to be upgraded, components such as the fingerprint scanners were very robust and fit for use.
Now, General Mosquito is also saying that the announced date for new voter register exercise is not feasible. Now, the group at the press conference yesterday said the commission is only bent on creating confusion with the April 18 date. Now, don't forget, yesterday, the graphic lead story was that the date for voting has not changed, December 7. Now, according to Mr. Esidun Ketia, contrary to claims by the EC, the current biometric machines were not obsolete, as you just read. He also says the EC is now in the process of procurement. We are in March, and so between today and 18th April, the EC has to bring samples or prototypes of the equipment to go and do pilot registration, train everybody, its officers, before they come and start the registration. As Esidun Ketia said, he says, unless you want to create confusion, you will not be in a position to begin the registration on the 18th. We don't believe that the registration can be done, looking at the time. So this story is really doing well on social media as well. We may touch on it during the show. Now, let's now get into other stories. I have a construction-related story, which I thought was quite interesting here.
Okay, sure.
Work stalls on a bridge because thieves have stolen excavator parts. Now, Charlie, people are not relenting, crowd. MyJoyOnline.com, sorry by Emmanuel Kwesi says, work has stalled on the Ejisu Donasu Bridge project as thieves steal controller boards, injectors, and pumps of 3 excavators. 3 bridges linking Ejisu to Donaso and other areas in Ashanti have broken down for over 2 years. Motorists and commuters have had to truncate their journey on one side of the collapsed bridge and continue in another vehicle to the other side. Work was scheduled to have been completed and the road reopened to traffic, but the disappearance of excavators meant further delay. As police begin investigation into the incident, some youth in the area say they suspect sabotage, and then they spoke to some of the guys about what has happened. All right, let's move to Airbus.
Yes, on page 3 of the Chronicle, it says Mahama must speak on Airbus scandal. Story by Francis Owusu-Ansah. And the Deputy Attorney General Godfrey Damming says government has officially written to its UK counterpart demanding the identities of Ghanaian officials involved in the Airbus scandal. Government is further requesting further details on the transaction and judgment. Speaking at the opening ceremony of a 2-day conference organized by the Attorney General Alliance Africa, Mr. Dami said, quote, the government of Ghana, through the office of the Attorney General, has officially written to the Serious Fraud Office in the United Kingdom, demanding the identities of Ghanaian officials involved in the Airbus scandal.
Why did it take them so long?
I don't even know.
I don't know.
Meanwhile-
But he says he's not happy about the silence of key government officials of Ghana who negotiated the deal to buy the
You
aircraft.
don't need to be happy with anything.
Meanwhile,
It's
there's
just
been a
written.
response from the spokesperson of former President Mama, who's saying that this is really like a red herring.
Yes.
Now,
Well,
Daily
let me-
Guide.
Daily
leads
Guide
with
has some stories. I want to tell you about the. No, I want to tell you about Supreme Court.
what's happening there.
We have 3 new nominees according
Okay.
to the Daily Guide. Which
Okay.
will be interesting. Now, President Nana Danko Akufo-Addo has nominated 3 persons for appointment as Supreme Court Justice. One of them a top legal practitioner and 2 justices of the Court of Appeal. The justices of the Court of Appeal are Mr. Justice Isifu Moro, Tanku Amadu,
Okay.
and Mr. Justice Clemens J. Honyanuga,
All right.
whilst the private legal practitioner is Yoni Kulendi. The president's decision was informed by a replacement response following the retirement of 3 Supreme Court judges. Now, if you go to the front page of the Herald, there's a story here. Opuni trial judge asked to step down over his partisan endorsement
Okay.
of Akufo.
So is he recusing himself?
Well, it is the same Justice Clemens Honyanuga.
Oh, okay. Who's being promoted to?
Yes.
Aha.
So Justice Clemens Honyanuga has been asked to step down and hand over the case of Dr. Stephen Opuni and businessman Seydou Agongo to be assigned to a fresh judge because of the likelihood of bias. Details of the application filed on behalf of the former Cocoa Board boss last week are not readily known, but it is believed to be on his recent endorsement of President Akufo-Addo during the latter's tour of the Volta and
Wow.
Oti regions. You know, he's also a chief.
Okay.
He's called Togli Ashui Nyagasi. The fifth.
Meanwhile, the trial of suspects in destabilization plot to begin at High Court. There are various angles to this story. Citi Newsroom reports that the 10 accused persons facing charges of treason felony for alleged plotting to destabilize Ghana have been committed to the High Court for trial. The committal means a trial will now begin. The magistrate Eleanor Kakra Burns, in a ruling to commit the accused persons, said upon assessing all the evidence put before her, she believed they had questions to answer. And the charges leveled against them, which includes treason felony, conspiracy to commit felony, and abetment of treason felony, the accused persons are likely to face a panel of 3 High Court judges which will hear the case. And then the accused include Dr. Frederick McPalm, who is the main accused, Donya Kafui, aka Ezo, a local weapon manufacturer from Alavanyo, Bright Alan Debra Ofusu, aka Bibi, and Johannes Zipi, a civilian employee of the Ghana Armed Forces. Military officers arrested over the alleged coup plot, aside from Colonel Gameli, Lance Corporal Ali Solomon, Lance Corporal Sylvester Akapeu, Lance Corporal Seydou Abubakar, and Warrant Officer number 2 Esther San, aka Mama G.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, let me. There's an angle to that on page 6. But Bernard, do you have
Of
any
the Daily Guide?
Yes, but do you have a corona-related story? Because I have one on
Okay.
page 16 of the Daily Guide. It's sports-related. Leipzig begged Japanese group for stadium sacking. Now, RP Leipzig have apologized to a group of Japanese guests who were asked to leave Sunday's home match against Bayer Leverkusen
Charlie.
amid coronavirus concerns. Stewards at the game were told to conduct increased checks on groups of persons from potential risk areas. Now, Germany's DPA news agency reported that a group of about 20 visitors were told to leave 10 minutes after kickoff.
Well, the global fatality rate, we are told, is now 3.4%. We are told that the Olympic Games could be delayed. And the World Health Organization's head said the novel coronavirus doesn't transmit as efficiently as influenza, but the fatality rate is higher at 3.4% based on reported cases. Japan's Olympics minister said it would be possible to delay the Summer Games to later in the year. Total infections rose to 93,000, with China reporting 38 more deaths and fatalities rising to 9 in the US, where the Federal Reserve delivered an emergency interest rate cut. The Hong Kong Monetary Authority followed suit, and South Korea also unveiled a $9.8 billion extra budget. All this is coming from Bloomberg, who are following the trail of the virus in terms of its economic implications.
Okay.
Death toll is now 3,201.
Okay, let me just give you 2 quick stories from the back page of the Daily Graphic. The Minister of Lands and Natural Resources has been very busy
On Galamsey.
on a lot of things, Bernard.
What's he doing?
Structures on encroached industrial enclave to be demolished, and there's a second one: 3 Chinese arrested for operating quarry illegally. And according to the story, the minister himself raced after the suspects and caught them.
He did what? He chased
He
them.
chased them down. Let me give you that story by Timothy Nyangbe. 3 Chinese have been arrested by the police for engaging in illegal quarry activities at the Shai Hills. They were arrested yesterday on the orders of the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. Kwekwaso Macheme, who was on the tour of the site for a proposed industrial enclave and urban renewal project located in the Afienya Dawenya area in the Greater Accra region. Now, drama unfolded when the minister demanded documents on the quarry from the Chinese. When it became clear that they did not have the right documents to back their operations, one of them, who appeared to be the leader, attempted to sneak away, but was grabbed by the police and handcuffed. Sensing danger, the 2 others, who were actively quarrying in a deep pit came out and took to their heels. Mr. Asomacheme joined the police to give the Chinese a hot chase and eventually arrested them.
I mean, I'm not impressed. Though. I'm not impressed in this type of thing because look, we've had ministers order demolitions and arrests. Buildings still continue to spring up. You need to put in place a system that works. So yeah, go and chase people. How many of them will he chase?
He's chasing.
Charlie,
This is chase 2.
I don't think that's the way to go. Anyway, finally in the U.S., Joe Biden has won 8 of 14 states that voted to pick a Democratic White House candidate on Super Tuesday. A remarkable rebound for his campaign. The ex-U.S. vice president swept Massachusetts, Minnesota, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Alabama, Tennessee, North Carolina, and Virginia. But there's a big but. Bernie Sanders is being projected to win the biggest prize of the night, California and 3 other states. Yeah. So, and these 2 men are leading the race to face President Donald Trump.
It's an intriguing race
in
between
November.
Those 2.
All right. Meanwhile, former New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg, who spent more than $500 million of his own money on his campaign, did not win a single state. Oof. Imagine what that $500 million could have done for us. Mr. Bloomberg, why? That was the newspaper review. Coming up next is the City Business News. Stay with